Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good morning. This is Kakaaki Social. Now, let's begin from elsewhere in Africa today, Zambia, precisely where the Foreign Minister Stanley Kakubo has resigned after he was allegedly caught on video receiving a stack of cash from a Chinese businessman. The video shows two men sitting by a table counting the stack cash, both US dollars and Zambian kwacha. An online documentary with signatures also claimed that $200,000 have been exchanged between a Zambian and a company for bribe. The one from China exactly. Now, well, the minister didn't deny the allegations in his resignation letter, but he said that he's stepping aside to ensure that the government is not distracted from its effort to improve the lives of Zambians while he works to clear his name. And that's the video right there, and the minister, who has now resigned, also there. Let's see how this went down on the space of social media. On Instagram, David Obozeghie says the current chairman of APC did the same when he was governor, and he was rewarded with the chair of a political party. For Olayeni, he says Nigerian politicians left the group until the admin for defamation. And this user, Omar, says it can never be a Nigerian politician. They would deny it. Also, another user says, this one gets shame, alhamdulillah. And then now on Instagram, on Twitter, X if you prefer, or Sarah says, if it happens in Nigeria, he will be rewarded with a ministerial position or APC chairman. And final thoughts on this is coming from Ugochukwu, who says if it's in Nigeria, he will not resign. He will even contest for presidential election. Now, if you were lost during the reactions, this is exactly what they were talking about. In this video, it had emerged while the now national chairman of the APC was a governor in a state, Kano State. It was said that he is the one in this babariga counting dollars on the table. You know, it was an allegation which is yet to be confirmed, but just in case you missed what netizens were saying, I had to bring this back to guide you and put you through what they were saying. Now let's continue our stories. The Abia State Governor, Alex Otti, has again vowed not to share the resources of the state with anybody, whether in the name of godfatherism or otherwise. In a new video on X, Alex Otti claims he's been fought for refusing to share money with acclaimed stakeholders. He also reassured his people continued benefits of democracy.
We have no doubt that a lot of people who are uncomfortable with our style will fight. But just like recorded in the Bible, they will fight you. But at the end of the day, they will lose. Yes. So we are not afraid of people coming to fight us. But we know we are standing on the right path of history. And we are ensuring that our money, collective money, is used to develop our state. Gone are the days where the monies of the state were shared to individuals, people they call stakeholders. So part of the fight that you see is because we are not sharing money to stakeholders. And the earlier they decide on what next to do, the better, because we will never share money. But I'm very happy that you can see, thank you, you can see what your money is doing. Those monies that never existed, somehow they have come out. And we are using them to work for you.
All right, Alex Otti throwing shades right there to who it may concern. Torifo Town says, invite them to come, take their money, and lock them permanently. Such a suggestion. For Stephen, he says, I can confirm that what my able governor is saying is nothing but the truth. One of the reasons Abia suffered for 24 years is that PDP is in the business of sharing Abia federal allocation to some sort of Abia stakeholders and party men and women. Terrible people. We fought it hard. Still, they continue. And more thought is Swag, who says, we are enjoying our own Peter Obi kind of leadership in Abia State. Are you enjoying a Peter Obi kind of leadership in yours? Okay, and Duna Emeka says, For any true leadership, I think names should be mentioned. Maybe if he's provoked, he might just go ahead to list their names out, which would interest netizens. I also saw the part of mention their names and leave it to the youth of the state to do their thing, but then it's not a time for fight. To our final story of the day, the House of Representatives Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda has blamed the continued attacks and killings in Plateau State on the failure of security agencies and political leadership to heed warnings of impending attacks. Chinda, who also tagged the attacks and killings in Plateau on lingering communal rivalries, berated the security agencies and political leaders for what he described as an apparent unwillingness to identify the perpetrators and nip the violence in the state in the bud. Now, the Reps Minority Leader said this in a statement that he shared in reaction to the Christmas Eve attacks and killings of over 100 persons in Plateau communities. Now, partly in the statement he shared, he says, when Jos was turned into an infernal theater and killing field in which 1,000 people lost their lives in 2001, many thought that the violent expressions of differences had reached the zenith. But unfortunately, more attacks followed in Jos, Wase, and then there is something about this anonymity which makes the murders of the Plateau sinister. What is more sinister is that warnings of impending attacks are unheeded by security agencies, coupled with the apparent unwillingness of the political leadership and security forces to identify the perpetrators and nip the violence in Plateau State in the bud. Now, he continued to say that if the attacks of witnesses are to be believed, what stands clear is the act of collusion and conspiracy in the bloodletting, that no terrorist group or bandits, which prominent state personages claim are responsible for the murders, have been apprehended and brought to account indicates that there is more to see than meets the eye, even when the patterns of attacks, sophistications of organization of attacks, precision of killings, and the stealth in which the murderers appear and disappear point to capacities that are not spontaneously acquired. Now, that was Kingsley on the space of social media yesterday. In reaction to this, husbandman says, and he is right, because they can't tell me no one has information in that community that will give them a lead. And more thought is from Ola, who says Nigerian security agencies are only active when it's protest, but when it comes to insecurity, they are always asleep. If you want them to wake, just criticize the government. Simple as ABC, the most useless corrupt agencies on this planet. Oh, well, he's thought right there. And then Gist Topic says, don't force them for arrest. If not, they will go and arrest innocent people and accuse them. Okay, Mary Love says, what effort has the community leaders put in place to make sure such atrocity doesn't reoccur? The security agencies cannot just make any arrest without evidence. There must be due process. All right, then, I think that's a good way to say thank you so much for being a part of my 2023. I'll see you again next year. Oh, the sound of that, next year. All right, then. Good morning, Adora.
So the governor doesn't want to share the money. It's not doing national cake without the
Not
state
at
people's
all.
money.
He's not ready. He doesn't sound ready. I remember that even before elections,